friends, it's Sami. I just got back from an incredible day, afternoon, evening at the EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival. Got a little wet, got a lot full, and I've got 7 tips from a non-professional foodie slash food and wine festival participant that I think it's important that you know. We're home, we're dry, we're back at the resort, so I'm back in my room before I go to bed. I need you to know 7 things. Number 1, okay, here's what's really important. Please do yourself a favor and pick up this passport. Okay, so this is from 2019. Interestingly enough, the festival goes from August 29th until November 23rd. That's 2 months of incredible food and goodness. So what I wish I had done was plan with this passport a little better. So me and my sweet friend Christy were like, let's just walk around and see what we see. I underestimated how much food there was going to be. So you can go through this and get an idea not only of what all the food is, but where it is. And I'll come back to that in a minute. So number 1, plan with your passport. There's also a place where you can, do stickers and get those things. That's fantastic. Number 2, you heard me say I went with a friend. Share. So the portions are actually really, it's a nice portion. And honestly, we were saying, I love this way of eating. I love having tastes of things and then walking a little bit and having something else. We said our husbands probably would hate it. They like to be served. They like to sit down, have a meal, have it all at one time. This was my happy place. I love getting different bites, but it wasn't just like a little 1 bite thing. I would say most of the food averaged in the $5 range. There were some things that were more expensive, like you could get a filet in Canada, you get a lamb, part of a leg of lamb lamb chop from the Australia area, and those were more like $8. But most things are $5, and you've got, probably 4 bites is what I would say is what everything is. So it's good, especially if you want to eat your way through the world. Share with someone, get a couple bites, and then if you find you want more, you can always come back. Okay, so we are walking and snacking our way through. What did you get?
Bao bun.
Bao bun, look at that. And it's like the perfect portions to get lots of bites. Okay, we'll let you know how it is. Number 3. So it wasn't until the end that I was asked, oh, are you using the Disney dining plan? No, we were not, but you can use your snack credits to get some of these things. And I know when we are on the Disney dining plan, we always have a ton of snack credits left over. So use those snack credits to eat your way around the world. Number 4, embrace the rain. So today was a very atypical day for us for Florida weather. Usually Florida, when it rains, it downpours for 15 minutes and then the sun comes back out. This was one of those days where there was a steady drizzle and then we got some rain and then it stopped and back and forth. So we just put on our ponchos and we did it. And I mean, I saw the stanchions set up indicating that there can be some pretty hefty lines, and we never had to wait past maybe 2 people in front of us. So get your food, get under somewhere, put your poncho on. It was great. We loved it. I'm coming to you live from China, not really, at EPCOT for the EPCOT Food and Wine Festival. Let me just say, there are some pretty big stanchions and the lines are not long at all. So thank God for rain. It's delicious. Okay, so I told you about where to go. Number 5, get out of World Showcase. Now, I don't mean like get out of World Showcase, but in my mind, I'm thinking all the food's gonna be in the World Showcase. No, if you step outside of World Showcase, there are so many more offerings there. And by the time we did it, because I did not plan, I was so full. Oh my gosh, they were smoking something or grilling something or barbecuing something. I missed a dark chocolate raspberry tart. Really sad. They had Impossible sliders. I wanted to try that for my daughter. There was so much I missed. So make sure you don't forget what is beyond World Showcase. Number 6, I was a little bit of a food stalker today. What do I mean by that? I was walking around and be like, what are you eating? What are you eating? Hey, can I look at that? Ask the people that are getting those things, because there's nothing more frustrating than when you get something, you're like, I could have done without that. So there were some things that I wasn't sure about. I asked people that I saw that were eating that, hey, would you get that again? Yes, no, wait for something else. It was great. I also appreciated that there were pictures by each booth. So there was a list, but if you looked around, they also had pictures of each dish. So for example, I can't remember where we were now, but there was a flatbread. It was by Morocco, and there was a flatbread, and we were thinking, oh, like a flatbread pizza. Really, it was more like a gyros. It was delicious. It just wasn't what we were anticipating. And so those pictures are really helpful for discerning that. Number 7, do yourself a favor. Do not wait until late. What do I mean by that? Just don't wait too long to go. There's so many things to enjoy. I want you to be able to go and not be like I was at the end saying, I am so full, but I have to try one more thing. So spread it throughout the day. They do an incredible job. They're literally cooking a la minute in front of you in these little, these little buildings. And the food that was supposed to be hot was hot. The food that was supposed to be cold was cold. It was great. It was all so good. Really, really enjoyable. Okay, so my other tip, if you can, maybe leave the kids at home. We literally went, 2 adults, walked through. It was such a delightful experience. I'm not saying don't bring your kids. I'm just saying we had a great time. We didn't drink. I can't talk to you about that. I don't drink alcohol, so I can't tell you about all the wine and beer pairings. There were so many. But if you want to maximize your food intake, it does help not to be drinking as well. So that's just my perspective. There were I did find a Dole Whip. That doesn't really count as a beverage, but I was able to find a Dole Whip. We just stayed hydrated with water, but everything was so delicious. It was so fun. It was a great environment. Plus, they have an incredible concert. Oh my gosh, we saw 98 Degrees. I don't think they have the thing here, but I mean, Smash Mouth, Lauren Daigle, Boys to Men, free concerts, and they were great. Half-an-hour concerts right by the America Pavilion. It was great, and that's all included as part of your ticket. So there you have it. There's my 7 tips for how to successfully traverse the EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival. We had a great time. I don't know why I haven't done this sooner. I think I hear food and wine. I think it's unattainable. It's for foodies. Or I don't drink wine, so I'm not going to come. There was literally something for everyone. I'm sure there's so much more I'm not missing. There's great shopping. I know there's different stages and dance parties and all sorts of things for the kids. The merchandise was fun. There's demonstrations. I mean, it was the tip of the iceberg, but I highly recommend it. And if you can't get here before it ends this year, make sure you check it out next year. Okay, friends, hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below.